A very good morning to you. My name is Daniel Wahom and welcome to Sports Check on this Monday morning. It is the 18th day of September 2023 and it's World Bamboo Day celebrations happening in Embu. So that's one of the functions that we are keeping up with, but also conversations around sport on this week. For most of the Kenyans, they woke up happy and went to sleep happy, woke up happy. And this is after Shuja qualified for the Olympics, defeating South Africa 17-12 yesterday at the Harare Sports Club. Our conversations today, one about an event that took place last week here in Nairobi, the Africa Football Business Summit. What were the outcomes? And we're going to be speaking with Mukhtar Koroma, who is a journalist from Sierra Leone, was one of the delegates, and the CEO of the Football Foundation for Africa, Brian Masala, was behind that summit. And also the Harambee Starlets. They will be playing against Cameroon. This is the first round of qualifying for the Women's Africa Cup of Nations. So the Harambee Starlets will be traveling. They have an open training session that is going on right now. Mary Wavinya and Dan Wendwa are there to get the story of the Harambee Starlets. So we shall be linking up with them later. But also this morning, we're going to be speaking about chess. They say it is a sport that is played by the generals while the kings play polo. But every strategist must start with this. And we're with two grand Kenyans. They have already won trophies at age grade level. With me, I've got Winnie Kaburo. Winnie,
yes,
welcome and congratulations on having won last year at the Africa Youth Chess Championship.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we also have got a brother, Norman Manyeki.
Yes.
He won the Open Under-8 at the Africa Youth Chess Championships in Egypt. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, two African champions here, not yet 10 years of age. That's why we've got to use this place. And the president of Chess Kenya, Bernard Wanjala.
Pleasure.
Bernard, let me just start with you for, just to give us, that the federation's perspective from the Africa Youth Chess Championship that was held in Egypt.
Yeah. First of all, you'll recall chess in Africa is a developing sport, and the north of Africa is more developed. And if you count the number of grandmasters we have, 6 of them come from Egypt. So technically, we can say the chess center in Africa is Egypt. And when you go to their home and you are able to scoop something from them, it's a statement in itself. Given that most of the kids, they benefit from the skills of the GMs. And for us, we don't have even an IM. And for us...
Okay, GM is a grandmaster, yes. IM, international master.
The national master, yes. And I'm proud of these young talents. It demonstrates that Kenya, we are on the right track to actually also produce a grandmaster.
Okay.
Yeah.
Norman, going out there winning this trophy in Egypt, just tell us about this feeling that you got.
It was exciting at the same time. I kept on feeling good because all the time I was playing Egyptians, it was hard. They were really fighting, they were trying to win. I found a way to win and it was a good experience.
Just tell us how you just went around this, eventually winning the Under-8 Open.
The Egyptians were playing. I found a way to play in a way so that they don't understand and found a way to checkmate.
Aha. What was this that you really didn't want them to read the moves that you were making?
You just need to play tactical.
Mm-hmm.
You have to play tactical, aggressive, and find a way to out-tactic them by doing a move they think, but if they play the wrong move, you checkmate. And that's how you do it.
Okay, very well. And Winnie, you won the Under-8 Cup. Yes, girls last year, and that was a different championship. Just tell us about your experience then and how it has come to change, even the way you approach this sport.
It has become harder. They have been working hard, yes.
But then there were less Egyptians. The only Egyptian that I played was the last round, and I managed to win.
And what is it that you found out about Egyptians, Winnie, and then also Norman? What is it that you see that they do differently from what we see here in Kenya?
They train very hard. Sometimes they can do off-board tactics, so you really need to concentrate on your games.
Okay, you've introduced something. I'll be coming to that. Norman, what did you see about them?
It's they're really focusing on a thing called illegal move. Like they're focusing, they're looking at you, whatever you're doing, they're ready to raise up their hand. So you have to be careful because they might even try to cheat. So you have to focus on the board, look and be alert.
Okay, let me do something. Okay, for example, here is a piece. Let's say I make a move there. And what's the next thing that you think that they would do? You've said something about off-board moves. Just tell us what that means.
It means they distract you in a way. Maybe they kick you or do funny faces just to distract you, and your mind will be focused on them. So you really you don't concentrate on them. You just play the board. Yes.
Very well. So, Bernard, you see, it's a very interesting, for them. And one of the something that's coming up is focus. What are you doing, to help develop the focus of your young chess players here?
Mr. Home, our juniors are our future, and we have done a lot of investment in terms of training. But this time round, I think the only downside is we didn't have a 2-week training before they traveled, something they'll have done actually better. But I must appreciate we have top-level coaches who have been working with these juniors. I understand Manyeki was the highest rated in his category despite of Egyptian being coached at a higher level. But it means also our coaches are doing extremely well. Ben Magana is our national champion for many years. Toma Mwai is doing an extremely good job. We have been nurturing them since they were young. And that means we have the quality of the coaches that are capable to produce one of the best players in the country. Yeah.
And let me come to you. It's very interesting. And you got the siblings here. Is a sister, her brother. How did you pick up this sport?
The way I picked it up is when I wanted to play another sport, but then my dad told me to play chess since you can also do it at home. So,
which is the sport you wanted to play?
I wanted to do skating. Yeah. And ballet, but then my dad said I do chess since you can do it from home. Then it got used to me and it was fun.
And growing as a player, how has that come for you?
It has been well. At the same time, it has been hard because there are also people who are coming for us by working hard. Yeah.
Norman, how did you pick this up?
When we were in school, our dad gave us the option to do a sport. So I really wanted to do skating, but then he said we do chess. That's how we both started playing chess. And we did it from home, we practiced, and then we started going for tournaments, which made us get used to chess. We loved it, it was really fun.
And what's the scene like here for your age grade? For the moment, for the under 10s?
I don't. For under 10 category, there are many players. So I don't really know what they do to get at this level. So, so I'm getting used to this. So,
Winning
yes.
all the time. You were the best rated, Norman, in your category, and it brings you up. What were some of the things that you have learned that you would like to keep doing and to improve on your sport?
You just need to play well, focus on your game, and you need to ask yourself what your opponent is doing, because they might find a way to do something and you're not focusing. So if you're not focusing, they can do a move. You even forget what you wanted to play. You play something else, and they might even have a checkmate that you didn't see. So you need to focus, play well, and strategize on how you need to play.
Very well. Now, the competition scene, Bernard, so because it's not just by training, but competing is what really helps develop players and meeting different opponents. What are the arrangements for junior chess at the moment here when it comes to competition?
Currently, chess actually pulls the biggest crowd in terms of numbers of competing athletes. You recall in April we had about 3,200 participants. That's a massive number, especially for us to manage. And after we now get the best from that crowd, we move them to now a higher level training. That's where we pick the talent for further nurturing. And I must appreciate the ministry has done a lot to support the federation. During the holiday, we had a holiday camp, and chess had about 200 participants.
That was at the Kenya Academy of Sports.
Yes. Yeah, it was a joint venture between the Kenya Academy of Sports and many other stakeholders. Yeah, but it's actually the initiative of the ministry led by CS Namwamba. That was a great initiative, and that's where we were able to nurture some of these kids that have emerged to do very well. And we need to continue doing it, because that's the only way the talent can be given an opportunity to nurture themselves and dominate Africa and even to the world. Yeah.
What are the things that you picked up? Because these players were picked from across the country, and they came to Kasarani for this. What did you find from that?
Actually, that's when I noticed we have a lot of talents. You could see kids very passionate, waking up very early, even earlier than the scheduled time. Sometimes you could chase them from the hall so they can go and sleep. That shows the passion. And Mohammed, these are kids coming from very interior part of the country. Manyeke and Winnie are lucky. They are in Nairobi, where we have the best coaches. But you have a kid in Mount Elgon, who loved chess. When he heard about chess and he have loved it, he doesn't have a high-level coaching that will propel them to the level that we want. We had kids from West Pokot, we had kids from Turkana, Mombasa. All these areas are source of talents. And I think the camp helped us to bring this talent together and subject them to the highest level of training. Give it 1 or 2 years. Those are the kids that are going to be the best in this country.
The other one is now getting high level. I mean, you mentioned about high level coaching is here. How do you then reach out to those who are based outside of Nairobi with their coaches? Because one of the things that I realized that the Ministry of Education wants to do is partner with federations and make sure that you do get teachers trained as coaches for various sports.
Yeah, we had started sending the coaches out to the mashinani, and when you look at even the profile of our national best players, you could see we are getting even a player from very interior, like a player from Kibabi University, Kibabi High School, winning the under-17. We had kids from Kitale winning various categories. That tells you that there is something we have already started initiating, sending our coaches to the mashinani so that they can be able to train. You recall last year we sent quite a number of coaches, supported from the federation, to go and have training at different centers. And that is what is bearing fruits, as you can see now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Bernard Angela, he is the president of Chess Kenya, and we also have got Norman Manyeki in Kaburo here, young Kenyans who've been shining there. And at the moment, we also have got other events going on. The Cabinet Secretary, Public Service, Gender and Affirmative Action, the Honorable Aisha Jumwa, and the Chief Justice Martha Koome are holding a high-level meeting. And this is to hold, to launch the Protection Against Domestic Violence Act. So let us listen into Cabinet Secretary Aisha Jumwa, and then we shall come back and continue the conversation around chess.
Emphasize